Welcome to the ADHD Human Design Podcast, where we talk honestly about what it's really like to have ADHD and explore how human design can help you finally make sense of yourself. I'm your host, Nicole G., psychologist and human design guide. Welcome to the show. When you have ADHD, you've likely been handed a lot of explanations about yourself, such as attention deficit, executive dysfunction, time blindness, sensory processing issues, which can seem like a truly impressive collection of clinical terms that somehow still don't explain why some days you're fine and other days the sound of someone chewing from 3 rooms away can make you want to leave your body entirely. Or why you can be laser focused on something for 6 hours and then be completely unable to answer a single email for 3 days. Or why you sometimes can sit in a room full of people and still feel like you're watching the entire thing through a wall of glass. The explanations you've been given for yourself are real. The experiences are also real. But the explanations that you've been given for yourself may also have always felt slightly off. Like they describe you, but without actually telling you anything useful. So here's what I think might have been missing. Not a new diagnosis and not a better label, but a way to help you notice in real time which version of yourself you're currently working with and what that actually makes available to you. There are really only 3 states that a person's nervous system is operating in at any given moment. Your nervous system will be either regulated, activated, or in a shutdown state. And each one of those states has a completely different relationship with the present moment. When you're regulated, the present moment can feel like somewhere that you actually can be. Not where things are perfect, not where things are necessarily easy, but where things feel real and where they feel like yours. Where you're in your life, not just observing it. Where you can think, respond, make decisions, feel things truly and deeply without the feelings eating you alive. Where you are, against all odds, actually here. When you're in an activated state, the present moment can feel like somewhere you don't want to be. Not necessarily dangerous, just where it feels kind of wrong, where maybe the present moment feels too loud, too slow, like it's too much, or too boring, or too itchy, or just too something. Sometimes just off in a way you couldn't even describe, even if somebody asked you. And so you leave the present moment, not necessarily dramatically, but you find somewhere else to be. You might scroll, you might start a different task, you might pick at something, you might have a thought that leads to another thought that leads to you somehow being in a completely different room with no memory of how you even got there. And from the outside, this might look like you're distracted, like you're impulsive, or like you're trying to avoid something. From the inside, it might feel like the present moment wasn't actually somewhere that you could stay. And so your nervous system found the exit before you even realized that you were actually looking for one. When you're in a state of shutdown, the present moment doesn't usually feel threatening. It might feel slightly surreal, like the volume got turned down on your own life, where you're there technically and where you're probably functioning, but where there's like a thin layer of glass between you and everything happening around you, where you're watching yourself go through the motions of your life without quite being the one doing your life. And this can get mistaken for laziness, for depression, or for you just not caring. But it's actually where your nervous system went so far past activated that it had to find another way out. These 3 states are not an explanation for everything, but they can be a useful map for what's currently happening. And this matters because it can help you locate where you're at and what's actually available to you in the moment. And this is where human design can come in. Human design is a system for understanding how you're specifically designed to make decisions, how you're specifically designed to move through the world, and how you're specifically designed to experience your own energy. Not in a generic way, but for you based on your individual, unique human design chart. And at the center of the human design system is something called strategy and authority. Your human design strategy is the way that your specific energy type is designed to engage with life. And according to your human design chart, you will either be a generator, a manifesting generator, a projector, a manifester, or a reflector. And to find out which one you are, if you don't already know, You can get your free human design chart. The link is in the show notes. Your human design strategy is not some sort of productivity hack or some sort of mindset shift. Instead, it's a description of how your energy actually moves and what happens when you work with that instead of against it. Your human design authority is your body's decision-making system, not your mind, your body. According to your human design chart, this might be a gut response. It might be an emotional wave that you need to move through fully before your clarity arrives. It might be something that you feel in your chest, in your throat, in your bones. It might be something that you feel in the moment. But whatever form it takes, it is always located somewhere in your body. And it's always located in the present moment. It's always available to you in the right now, but only if you're regulated enough to feel it. Because strategy and authority in human design are not intellectual tools, where you can't think your way into them. They require a nervous system that is situated enough in the present moment to sense what's actually happening in your body right now. Which means that the 3 states that we just mapped out, regulated, activated, or shut down, are not separate from your human design practice. They're the foundation of it. Because your strategy and authority are the most accessible to you when you're actually able to stay in the present moment. When you're in a regulated enough state and present enough in your own body, your human design strategy and authority become more accessible to you. You can feel the gut response. You can feel the emotional clarity. You can feel the body signal that tells you what's actually true for you right now. When you're in an activated or a shutdown state, that signal can get buried underneath all the noise, where it's not gone, but it's just harder to hear. So learning your design isn't just about understanding yourself on paper. It's about building a relationship with the present moment that's regulated enough to actually feel what your body already knows. And if you're wondering where to start with this, start simply by noticing which state you're in, whether you're in a regulated, activated, or shut down state. This is not to try to fix yourself and not to try to judge yourself, just to name things accurately. When you can say, I'm feeling activated right now, or I'm feeling a bit shut down right now, you've already created a small gap between you and between what's happening, because you're observing it instead of being completely inside of it. When you're in an activated state, when the present moment might feel wrong or harder to inhabit, and your nervous system is already looking for the quickest exit, the most useful question you can ask is this coming from a sense of urgency or pressure, or is this actually my truth? And if you have ADHD, your brain and nervous system will feel urgency and pressure constantly. But urgency is not the same as your truth, and your nervous system has probably been confusing the two for a very long time. You don't have to act from a sense of urgency. You can just notice it, one moment at a time. When you're in a state of shutdown, the way back to a more regulated state is not through your thoughts. It's through your body, because thinking harder will not make the present moment feel more real. Making deeper contact with your body will. It might help if you put your feet on the floor, one hand on your chest, where you take a deeper breath or a longer exhale, where you're not trying to arrive all the way back in the present or in your body in one move. You're just trying to give your nervous system the smallest possible signal that it's safe enough to come a little closer to the present moment. And when you're in a regulated state, this is when you're actually in the present moment and you don't have to do anything except notice that too. Being in a regulated state doesn't always feel dramatic. It also doesn't always feel like a great day or a huge breakthrough. Sometimes it just feels like being able to fully inhabit the current room that you're actually in.
If you enjoyed the show, come find me on Substack, where I publish articles that go deeper into everything we've covered here. And make sure you follow the show so you can get notified when I drop a new episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.